How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is David Fritz, and in this video you're going to learn exactly how to produce synth pads like Kolter, aka Joko. We are going to do this whole tutorial in Serum, so if you want to do this in Ableton or Logic, you can easily do this in your DAW. You just need to download Serum for that. After you watch this whole video, you're going to understand way more how to make synth pad loops. It's going to make it really easy. You're going to understand synthesizers also a bit more, so definitely make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to my channel to not miss out any tech house production tutorials in the future. This video is, by the way, sponsored by Tunecom. This is basically the perfect marketplace where you can buy all the projects files, you can buy Ghost Productions, you can even buy my templates, how to produce and how to start every production really easy, really fast. There's a lot of project files and templates where you're basically just gonna be able to find and see exactly what do other producers do, how do they mix, what plugins are they using, how they're arranging their tracks. You can purchase those things. I have my profile there as well. You can check out all the projects I have there and also the templates I'm selling there. Make sure buy one of them because it's gonna save you heaps of time. You're just gonna see exactly what to do. You don't just watch those YouTube tutorials, even though they're quite good. So I wrote this basic melody which sounds similar to the specific loop, and we're going to tweak on the sounds now, and we're going to do a bit of sound design to make the sound perfect. The technique we're going to be using today is basically called layering. This like specific synth loop has different layers to it. Let's break it down a little bit. So for that we're going to filter specific frequencies and listen to exactly what kind of waves is this made from. The lows. I can hear that this specific synth loop is made with a really aggressive wave, definitely with a saw wave and definitely also with a tooth wave. So we're starting the sound design with this tooth wave. It sounds pretty lame, but let's first of all do one thing. Let's add first of all a low pass filter. And let's add another wave. And let's just go here on basic shapes and let's look for a good wave which makes sense. So what we're gonna do first is add 7 semitones to the saw wave here. Then we're gonna add a bit of unison. You can hear that every single step makes it sound better. Before you do any effects, before you do any reverb, any delay, first of all make sure that the oscillators are right and play with the filters. Now we're gonna add a bit of low information. So we're gonna do now, because we want to play a little bit with the attack, hold, decay, sustain, and release. So we're gonna go on LFO 2, for example, or LFO. Let's just use LFO 1. So this basically is an automation clip within Serum which plays with the decay, how long the notes are actually playing, and that's exactly what creates this variety, because now we just have chords, but with this automation we create a variety in the chords. By the way, if you are now interested in learning house music production more in detail, I'm offering one-on-one coaching sessions with all the people who want to know more about house music production, tech house, mixing, mastering, music theory, whatever you want to improve on, because I can imagine that it's quite difficult to watch all the YouTube tutorials and try to improve as much as possible, but the progress is really slow and you need someone who actually can guide you through the whole process, who's done this himself. And that's exactly why I'm offering those one-on-one coaching sessions. To know more about this, go in the link in the description and message me private over Instagram. We can talk a little bit about your goals and see exactly what we can do and how I can help you with achieving your next music production career goals. What we can do now as well, obviously, is to add this specific LFO tool to the filter cutoff. Bit too aggressive. This is a bit too aggressive, so let's remove it again and add another LFO tool, where the whole process is a little bit more settled. Something like this. Now let's add another noise. By the way, there's also another video here which explains exactly how to use any synthesizer in the world. This video explains really easy how to use any synthesizer, regardless if you want to use Serum or if you want to use those analog synthesizers. It's breaking down really easily by me. Now let's go a little bit to the effects. So we're going to go on distortion now, and we're going to use the down sample. And then we're going to press a high pass filter and like shape it a bit and just listen to it and listen to what sounds good. What we're going to do now as well, we're going to add definitely a bit of reverb. And we're going to also add a delay. Ping tone delay. We're going to add also another EQ before or after distortion to bring out the highs a little bit more. As you can see, it sounds already amazing. Let's now compare the two sounds and make sure that they actually sound similar. This sounds really, really nice. I really like this one. Mine is definitely not as clear as the Joko one. I think I have too much of the reverb. It's not really clear. So the thing is, if for example you have a reverb now, the reverb is not playing regardless of if the sound is playing or not. What we want to do is we want to create a sidechain from the sound to the reverb. So we're going to go on effects. And this little envelope basically describes the timing and how fast, for example, the attack is of the sound, how long the release is and stuff like that. So we're going to drag this envelope into the reverb, okay? What this is going to do is, it's not going to sound good now. So basically it's going to mean that as soon as the note is playing, the reverb is on maximum wet. But we're going to want to do the opposite. So we want to have a reverb like this, and every time the note is playing, we want the reverb to duck down. This is like a perfect sidechain trick within Serum. Let's do the extreme. You can hear that the reverb is ducking down as soon as the note is playing, but this is obviously too much. We want to just do it a little bit. And you want a bit of more. This is a really nice preset. I'm going to save this one straight away because it sounds really good. And this is this thing with sound design, guys. This video, what I recorded today, is completely spontaneous. I'm not a pro at sound design, I'm just trying things, and before I recorded this video, I actually made sure that I kind of know what to do. But in this process of making the sound, I kind of just try things. I try things and I fail at them. And then, even if you want to recreate a sound like Joko's sound, it's not just about recreating a sound, it's also about creating your own sound, creating something which sounds really nice to you. And if it doesn't work, quit. You can always go back to the default setting of Serum, but try and fail. And just like that, we recreated the synthpad sound of Joko, but gave it our own touch. So because the goal is not to recreate the sound completely and sound like him, your goal as a music producer should to sound like yourself, to people to listen to your tracks and be like, yes, this sounds exactly like this artist. I'm also on my way right now personally to find out who I am as an artist and what makes me special and what makes my sound unique, so people recognize you actually. Because you don't want to sound like someone else, you want to sound like you, and you just give it your own touch. Everything you find, everything you hear in the world, give it your own touch, and that's exactly what makes you unique then.